Greetings and good tidings, Lafayette Lions. It is Miss Brady here, and today we are going to be reviewing famous Virginians in the American Revolution, as well as some events that led to the end of the Revolutionary War. We're going to start by talking about famous Virginians and one non-Virginian that took a part in the war. First, we have George Washington, who provided military leadership by serving as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. This means that he was in charge of the colonial armies, and he was the one who was calling a lot of the shots. We had the Marquis de Lafayette, who actually was not a Virginian. He was a French nobleman who was a friend of George Washington. He volunteered his services to the Continental Army during the American Revolution. He was able to get the King of France to provide troops, ships, and money to the colonial cause. The Marquis de Lafayette contributed to the victory at Yorktown, which we are going to discuss in just a moment. We also had James Lafayette, who was an enslaved African American from Virginia. He served as a spy during the Revolutionary War in the Continental Army. So he was serving as a spy for the Patriots that were fighting for independence from Great Britain. He successfully requested his freedom after the war with the support of the Marquis de Lafayette. We're now going to review the end of the American Revolution. First, we're going to talk about the Declaration of Independence, which actually was written at the beginning of the American Revolution. Another famous Virginian, Thomas Jefferson, wrote the Declaration of Independence, and this document lists the reasons for colonial independence from Great Britain. It also stated that the authority to govern belongs to the people, not to the king, because they felt that everybody should have a say in how their government is being run. It also said that all people are created equal and they have certain unalienable rights, which were life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, 1776, which is now known as the birthday of the United States. During the American Revolution, the capital moved again. If you remember, it started as Jamestown when it was first settled, and then they decided to move the capital from Jamestown to Williamsburg. Well, this time, Virginia's capital moved from Williamsburg to Richmond, which is where it remains today. There were three main reasons why the capital moved from Williamsburg to Richmond. The first was because the population was moving westward for more opportunities. Richmond was also a more central location. As people were starting to move west, it made sense for the capital to move as well. And moving Richmond increased the distance from the sea, which also meant that it increased the distance from a possible attack by the British. In 1781, there was a battle in Yorktown, Virginia. With the help of the Marquis de Lafayette and the French, the Patriots won this battle. The American victory at Yorktown resulted in the surrender of the British Army, which eventually led to the end of the war. This victory did not end the war. However, it was the last significant military battle that involved British forces and the Continental Army. The war officially ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783. It was signed in Paris so that it was on neutral ground. It wasn't on the continent of North America where the colonists were fighting, and it also was not signed in England. The Patriots had beat the British in the American Revolutionary War, which resulted in the forming of a new American nation called the United States of America. All right, friends, that's going to wrap up our review of the Virginians and end of the American Revolution. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your teacher. I hope everybody has a great day.